Good evening. This is Fahey MC. It's about 4:22 p.m. on April 30th, 2025, last day of April. Glad to be here. Now, I missed one PMT. Um, Without getting into too much detail and not bore you, uh, I've been having some monitoring issues because of as you get older, you get to. And some of my activity was cut back because of what we went through with TCM, Tico Capital Management, and in January, February. No, actually in December and January. And so some activity got behind. We wanted to embark on a NT, a Ninja Trader software, which was a way bigger undertaking than I was led to believe. Not by the programming side, that I can control, even though that was huge. Remember, 25 years of TradeStation was done in about 4 or 5 weeks of NT. But between me and Mike Burke, which he knows both because he works, he used to work for TradeStation, now with NT, so he was the right guy. He's got some trading experience, but he's really a good system guy. And as the head of the alliances, he had interfaced with every system developer that TradeStation ever had. So he had seen all kinds of stuff, problems, issues, indicator development, and so forth. So this is a really asset. He's been with Ninja about 2.5 years. He gave me a proposal back in December saying, Harry, you can't be just uh, involved with TradeStation. What if TradeStation decide to, because owned by a company called Monex in Japan, they just decide not to do business with the US, or they want to go to forex only. They could do anything. Not that they would. Those probabilities are low, but they are not non-zero. Keyword. They are not non-zero. Okay. So uh, we need to have a backup plan. Well, we got involved with this, so I cut back a little bit more on exercise, and my some of my enzymes in my GI stuff went bad. I have psoriasis. With GI area is what they watch. Because that went a little bit sideways, um, they took me to retreat, did some measurements, da da da. I'm much better person now, but I lost about a week of work. One of those days in that week of work uh was the webinar with you guys. I apologize. So we're trying to make up for that. Uh, so bottom line is, we have webinar today. We did have also one with what do you call? We also had one with webinar that Esposito had. We didn't want to miss that. We actually missed that first, and nobody triggered it. Nobody figured out that was happening. Nancy was too busy running what was going on. Nancy, Peter, Mark, who were covering for me, and I'm a guy who runs at you know 500 miles an hour on a street corner type of a deal. Yeah, much less on the freeway. So uh, they were trying to cover what I'm doing, and so we didn't get this up until a week later. So we shifted everything 1 week. My apologies. We've got it here for this week, and then 2 weeks from now, and then we got it cycled out 2 weeks from now. Quickly, very quickly on the housekeeping. I get back, and you know how I am. We launched Ninja Trader, both indicator packages, Pro and Expert, that have been at TradeStation for years. Um, not all of them. We probably took, I'd say, 65%. Usually, these are the most popular ones. Were programmed and went into testing sometime in February. Uh, we didn't even have a peep about it until about 6 weeks later. So around April, we start uh, having others look at it. But finally, last week, we went and launched it because it was ready. You can see it's got its own and now it's got a logo there. If you go, you can see how the menu has changed. There was a lot of changes we had to put through. If you go to TS, for example, you'll see you get a TS there. Obviously, there are more indicators here, but and there'll be some more. We get more time. We can program, bring over as long as they're needed, as long as they're being used. Obviously, don't want to put programming dollars, which is very premium, into stuff that people are not using. Um, Aside from that, Chatroom looks to be doing very very well. Continues to go there. Here's a quick look at the Chatroom, and now we're having data issues with how much uh, the blogger allows us to see it. But here's our recent performance. Uh, this data we've gone too far. Looks like. So if you go to a blogger, this last part of it is not showing. We're looking for a solution for it. Data is still here. The worksheet is still here. The front still shows the net results. Just bear with us until Nancy can come up with a solution, or I may have to bring Larry Brown into that, where we can archive these snaps, okay? So you know how the numbers came. We are not going to publish this with this data there because, as you know, Thomas stole it from us last time. And you know, the thing about Karma is he was so stupid. He had left it on my drive. Okay, he had left it on my drive, Google Drive. So I just went and erased it. He had his logo there. Obviously, he had his data, but the calculations were mine. This is the IP. This is not easy. If you go through these cells, you'll see there's a lot of work to be done, and this continues. You go through all of that before you get beautiful calculations done, where it's meaningful, where somebody's a system background come and say, "Holy shit, you got a 2.29." Oh, that's a good system. But anyhow, now of course his numbers are off the roof. Who knows how real they are? I mean, this number is over one, so there's something wrong with what he's doing. There's no way this number can be over one. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's okay. This is what happens with novices. I tried to come under my wings, try to help him. He got a little too cocky, and I don't allow you to get cocky with me. I'm Patton. You can't get cocky with me. You better learn and move on and build rather than getting too fluffy areas. Because the market will uh, 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 humble you, has humbled me, will humble you, humble everybody. As a matter of fact, when he quit, or were right before I want for me to fire him, he was crying. He had 2 weeks of absolute disaster. And so that's what happens when you get too cocky. Don't get too cocky. Market is bigger than all of us combined. Anyhow, so this stuff is doing good. So we did the last and but not least, we did update the product page. You could see things move more around. Now we have a little bit cleanup to do, but functionality is there. You can become a member. More importantly, we've joined as of yesterday. Or is it today? No, I have to submit it today. Is we joined the ecosystem. This documentation came in yesterday. I've got to fill it in from uh, from Ninja, but looks good to us. On PMT, we did have a signal that we went out early this morning. Last night we had email issues. It started with the NT signups, and so I got a wind of it early this morning from the text I was getting from some folks. I usually do a spot check as like a feedback to tell me if everything's working or not. And sure enough, it wasn't. Hi, Nancy. How are you? So there we go. And so aside from that, I don't have anything to report. Chat rooms are doing fine. Orb is doing really good. Now, sometimes it gets dicey. Today was difficult. Yesterday's got double whammo, But there have been days Orb has done fantastic days. I mean, just out of sight. Why? High volatility. As volatility goes up, uh, Orb does very, very well. That's one inside of NQ. Mark is doing good. Um, we are doing some work on the indicators, but no new development on the TradeStation. It's just not a comparison. Now I've been using it for actual trading with Ninja, not cash yet. So far it's been sim, but now 2 days in a row I've been consistently winning on its sim. Now of course that's the size involved. It simulates the size I trade. Uh, I'm getting a handle of it, of the how you customize the dome, what's they called super dome. And but I've got a been lucky. I have a great team here. Dennis and Jason have been helping me out. Of course, we had something like 15 people testing it before, so we had a good cadre of people to also help me if I get caught. One of the problems with Ninja is that the tech support is not like TradeStation. You can't pick up the phone and call. Anyhow, but we're working around that. They're being helpful. We we pushed a couple of accounts there. My minimums are high, so now I'm getting Ninja's attention, saying, "Hey guys, if if I have a problem, I need quick help. 2 or 3 minutes. Don't let me waiting all day." But and we're setting up a system how to get to that. So things are getting better and better. Because of my enzyme issue, I've got to keep my stress down, and a little bit of exercise, a little bit of time off. Hasn't been the case. Hasn't been the case yet, but hopefully within a week or so, I'll be there. So why don't we start the actual what we are here for, which is a PMT. All right. So we did go long. I would say we did go short, and uh, let's see. Well, let's go to here and see the. This is what we posted around noon today. Okay. Uh, this is where we were around noonish. That's the timestamp. The order went early in. I did not. Okay, I didn't. I waited to post this, and here's our position up there because I wanted to make sure they accepted us. Because it was done early in the morning, I didn't know they would accept me or not. They have a right to. This is the thing. But we've had nothing but email issues, and because they're on the email list themselves, I think they may have noticed that hey, I was uh, I was not trying to sneak some in. I'm trying to tell them we're having a connectivity issue. Anyhow, but they accepted it. Now, I usually don't jump in first day. Uh, why? Because it could be a retest failure. So you want to wait for it to go to a level, fail, and then we jump in. And today exactly happened. As a matter of fact, one person wrote to me this morning asking me how this works. My typical is, you know something? We have a lot of people here. I can't just answer every email. A lot of courtesy. The one thing is to wait to, and he's just joined. One is to go through the cycle, stay with us. You gotta learn. But out of courtesy, I said, listen, uh, I don't know what kind of day we're gonna have, but I'm looking for just getting in, stabilize on the position. Let's see, let the market behave. Uh, if we have a bad day, that is, it's a just failure. You're going against you. We just don't jump in. We lose with trade state with timer dodges, but we don't lose your money. See what I'm saying? We won't commit you into a trade, but we'll just lose with timer and digest, and either we go flat or reverse up. I still don't have that feeling that this was bad yet. Yeah, I don't know where it'll take us tomorrow, but we're up another about 200 points here on NAS because of Meta and Microsoft. Microsoft is up 6%. Meta is up 4%. Both about $25 each. So then tomorrow will be our day. given the chart pattern. Yeah. Again, we have had that cross here on both of these, right? Where the 50 drops below 200, and we're coming to that 50 area. In terms of us being prepared for a short, this is ideal. Do other people see it or not? I don't know. If they do see it, then we gotta kill it. We gotta kill it on our hands. So we'll see. So tomorrow probably gonna be a key day. Today started lower. If you look at, for example, let's go to there we go. Here's uh, the the Lowry's up and down volume ratio. Good thing to look at daily. Look where we opened at 90% negative. So we started okay, but they bought it. And of course, these two numbers, maybe something was leaked out. Maybe somebody knew something, but it was a huge, huge recovery. Now, intraday, what I did, I go with a darker shark. I can't take a market timing signal and trade futures with it. It's called suicide. Been there, done that. It's not worth it. You trade what you see, not what you think. You trade. You trade something like a DMZ to tell you what to trade. I mean, what direction to trade, and with a CI to tell you when enough is enough. 1 second. Um. Anyhow. Thank you. Um. So we could get pushed up tomorrow. We could get to a plus 90. We'll see. Do we get a follow through after that or not? So we could have a day or two. We don't know what the position is. Remember, sometimes the good trades will take several days before they kick in. Um, but my feel was this. I discussed it yesterday. Also, uh, it was in Peter's commentary. As you know, we share that for all products now. It's just such a gift what he writes. This whole pattern like this. Now let's go to this one day back like this. Think of it this way, okay? We're coming to this. That's the descending line of the 50 bar. So this is a classical where you want to short, and we still haven't violated it. But let's see how we do tomorrow. And also, what matters is not what the stock is now. Have you have you forgotten about Netflix? It doesn't matter what it looks now. What happens like where we're at 10:30 after an hour of the market. So it will be an interesting day tomorrow. I will be sitting around. I have no plans tomorrow, other than I think I have one errand I have to run midday. Aside from that, I'll be home all tomorrow, looking for what is our optimal choice to put the option trade on. I do want to put option trade on. Here's one of the reasons, and that also was a discussion I had this it was this pattern. I said a lot has to do with what VIX does. If VIX comes down, we'll give you option trade for pro. If the VIX is up, we're not giving you option trade, even though you're in pro. And you gotta tell me, oh well, I'm paying for that. Well then cut, then quit. I'm trying to save you money. When the when VIX goes up, the premium is so high. The only guy making money is the market maker. So when things get, and remember, I've been at this very long time. Go back to our blog. Look at the last day of February 2007. That's Fat Finger Day. It's a very famous one. That blog post has the highest reading ever of our blog of HA.net. Why? Because he went after this pattern. What happens to sigma channels of a VIX? That exercise was done for Steve Shulman, the great Steve Shulman, head of options at Merrill and head of technical analysis in Lehman before 2000. He left at 2000. They started his own hedge fund. He was not involved with the 2007 Lehman stuff. Anyhow, but that 2007, still advisor to Stanley Druckenmiller and Soros, he came to me with an assignment. And he says, young man, you want to do this? I said, what is it? He goes, well, I'm going to tell you, but you can't discuss it with anybody else until the day after. I thought, what is this now? We're building another B-2 bomber? Why is this secret? He goes, right, that's how the rules are. You have to quarantine it. I said, okay. He goes, you can do whatever you want work-wise. You give me the write-ups, you give me the page. Don't post it anywhere. A day later, you can have a presentation with them. Well, I didn't say, but guys, this was presented to Soros. I didn't need to. The subject alone made it go viral. Had to do what happens here when you have a spike in the VIX. Actually, let's do it this way. It's probably a little bit easier. And let's go to weekly. You have seen me probably do this. Most of you have. Go to weekly. You see the spikes? You see how uniform they come in? Because volatility on a weekly level. Volatility cycles are better predictable than price cycles. Okay. And when it gets up there, they're they're juicing the numbers up. They're squeezing you. They get you coming in and going out. They get you twice. So you pay a lot. So when things go out of things start going nuts on the volatility side, we try to just give you targets, price targets of a SPY, not an option on it, because you could be right on the direction but lose on volatility. You think I'm joking? The experienced hands understand what I'm saying. Talk to the guys who spent 15, 20 years on the foreseeable. They'll tell you exactly the same thing. So I try to look out for you. Remember, I used to what did I teach at SIBO? Volatility. I didn't teach calls and puts. I called volatility. Why? That's the toughest input into a Black-Scholes model. So it's my duty. It's my duty to share and say, hey guys, my conscience says I gotta tell you this. We can't do this yet. Now we don't know. Tomorrow this may not be a problem. Let's see what kind of pattern we have, and then we'll put a trade on. Now, or if you rally up, we gotta obviously put the rally up on the price. We've got to wait and put it on top. You don't want to get on board on the bottom and buy puts here. They can get evaporated. But that's where we are. Let's go through some internals. Okay, I look at price action through internals because that takes the bias away and the edge away because you get too excited on the price. But see what the internals are doing. McClellan Oscillator, way up, over 200. Let's see. We had that's 244. That's a 245. Like almost a double top. Okay, these are up there. These are usually don't stay up there. The price action pulls back. Now, if the market is up bid strong, it may pull back slightly, and the markets continue to go higher actually. But the internals get weakened, and that's a challenge. That's bad because it could slowly drift up while the indicators are pulling back. The internals are pulling back. And that's a different dilemma. Breadth Trust has peaked, so I pull back. We have not seen yet. Obviously, today changed the ball game. We have not seen the CI rotate. That was a different chart this morning. Obviously, we had a different open this morning. I think at one point we were down 110 or something. Look at the range. The range today is 150 points almost. Two handles short of 150. On S&Ps, that's a lot. That's 1,500 points on the Dow. So, okay, let's go to equal weighted perspective there. We still have a little bit of probably a push up there to see an equal weighted. But remember, market trades the market cap. Yeah, the big caps. So, oh shit. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. And okay. So what you could see, things are slowing down. The CI diffs are slowing down. CI diffs went up a little bit, but on the equal weighted, which is a little bit better presentation, they're pulling down a little bit. So we gotta let this run up finish. Remember, we were oversold heavy. As you know, if you come here, Admiral Tico was short from up here, covered about here, went long, and got his ass kicked. Held on, went up and pulled back. We didn't jump out, but it's very painful pullback here, and then really took off. And we got off, I don't know, this bar or next bar. And then we were out one day and then came back in again. So we'll see. Maybe I waited too little. So we'll find out. Amazon and Apple tomorrow? Got it. Okay. So Amazon and Apple will trade tomorrow. Thanks, Nancy. Appreciate that. Okay. So now econ data. Let's go to first of all, before we jump ahead, I need to go back to econ data. There's some stuff here you need to look at. First of all, what the heck is this? 62,000 that came in today. You got 155, revised down slightly to 148, consensus 60, 125. This is a torpedo. Okay, step one. Step two, jolts. Remember, this used to be in. Oh, that's jobless claims. Forget it. This hasn't shown anything yet. This baby has not come in. This boat is still over the horizon. That boat will come in. This is not the number. So when, I don't know, but it's gonna come. It will come. Hold on. Here's what I wanted to talk about. That's tomorrow. That's Saturday. No. GDP. Hello. Hello. You can see what's happening. It is 4% to 1.8. This is hemorrhaging of the economy. Well, the bottom line is we put a buffoon in there and torpedoed the pretty decent economy because it's not his, so he has to change everything. That's just such a stupid, asinine way. But look at the numbers. Now, this is at the beginning. It's going to get worse. Let's go over forward. Hold on. What was it? The other one I want to show you guys. I didn't see these even. What was the home sales? 2-1. Yeah, 6-1 home sales. Pending home sales. Okay. I guess maybe inflation. I don't know. What was the other one that had our consumer confidence? Yeah, that has dropped 92, 93 to 86. Okay. It probably takes about 3 months to things to show up. There's another one I want to show. Dallas Fed was a problem. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, manufacturing is just getting horrified. Oh, look at this. 3,000 consensus. I thought he wants to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. They're already shutting down. They were already employers are cutting back. And how many of us gonna sit there and tighten the screws for Apple phone? So this is a total chaos. There's one more I want to show you. I forget. Oh, let's go to Jolts. Remember, Jolts used to be at 10 to 11 million. If you go back to the data, you can see. No, not here. You go to Jolts. Go to Jolts and say historical highs. Do a Google. You'll see. We used to be around 11. Look where we are now. Now, I'm not saying all of it happened in the last few weeks. No. But we have job openings have tick down, tick down, tick down. This has nothing to do with anything else. It's just that there's so much activity out there, and if you stifle that, you're gonna have a world economy in recession. There's one more I'm missing here. Nancy, what was the one with expectation of the inflation? That was like 6%, or was it last week? Hold on, let me.
Can you hear me?
Pardon me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Scroll down a little bit. They have them out of order on Wednesday.
On Wednesday? Which one?
Yeah, here you go. PMI, personal income and outlays.
This one?
That's PCE. Yes, PCE, PMI.
No, the one about expectation of inflation. I mean, what was the consumer confidence, wasn't it? The expectation of inflation. That was
Yeah,
6%. Where's the was it, didn't we had one of these had
okay.
a it's not GDP cost index,
I think that
no.
was last Friday. Last Friday.
What was it? What was the time? What was the report?
It was last Friday.
I know.
Uh,
What was the name of the
Mich,
report? Oh,
well, I think it
Michigan.
was consumer confidence, but it was Michigan consumer
Oh,
confidence.
yes, that's the one.
Yeah,
6.1% inflation.
yeah.
I mean, that's a torpedo for any business plan. That's why people are not making any decisions. I mean, it's just like everyone's on standstill. Listen, IPO market is gone. There's no such a thing. They're all having come to Jesus meetings. Uh, yeah, you have a hard time uh, the private equity to function if you don't have IPO. So we're in an unusual setup. Um, we even actually we open our channels, our chat rooms at nighttime for people to look at nighttime too, because we think we're a very unusual setup. There should be not necessarily trading, but taking notes and observations. To, because we may not see this again for a while. I mean, look, last time we had problems like this was around the COVID. Prior to that, it was 2008. Prior to that, it was 2001, dot-com. So as time goes on, don't happen every day. So we try to give our resources away to those who are our members to be able to look at nighttime. So um, we're in unusual times. Let's go to Canaries. Um, okay, transportation is struggling to pull up. This is a problem. And look how deep the what do you call it is difference between the 50 bar and 200 bar is on transportation. This could be some small caps. I'm saying not here. This could be some big caps, people hiding in big caps, but that's not the whole economy. I mean, the whole market. So uh, I will be watching there. Here, you're getting some activity, some still also under the water, below 50, below 200. Okay. We are pulling up, no question. See, I tell you at the margin, but there's no big move. There's no big catalyst. Let's go to SQ. Forget about that. SQ's on vacation. It did its job. You see what it did back in December and through March. Between December and March, it gave us an absolute signal that we needed, and you saw what happened. Okay, so job well done, but now was below the Sigma level is just taking time off. Let's go to treasuries. The most important trader in the room is your bond trader, and you could see the uh, they're both easing and speeding up. The bond vigilantes are doing the job of the Fed. Fed is not touching anything, but you could see sideways on the front end and pull up at the tail end because of inflation, and it's inverted because of the potential recession. I don't think it's a potential anymore. Probably more than that. This is our VIX. Okay, somebody's microphone's on. Nancy, is that yours? Let me. Yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, for a moment. There we go. Yeah. I'll go. Okay. VIX wise, we're at plus, and I'm saying negative 1 sigma. Uh, pretty good run there. Admiral Tico talked about I want to see 60. I know some of you guys laughed. At least some did on Twitter. Uh, guess what? To their own peril, right, Siegfried? If you make fun of Tico, watch out. Watch out. And he finally got his 60. And we pulled back. It was 4 sigma at 60. You can't ask for a better combo. And that's what that bottom was put in. And maybe thereafter he went long. But I think that maybe you're wrong. We don't know. It's always a 2020 hindsight, but we'll see how this works out this time. But for now, uh, we think this is exhausted. This is the every working of that cat bounce. Now, I owe you one chart. It's our fib. It's still working in progress. As you can see, some things have moved around. I've moved some of the percentage and so forth, but I haven't finished. And oh, let me add this to it. Hold on. This is my favorite, one of my favorite indicators there. Hold on. Add DMZ diff. There you go. Huh? DMZ diff. Okay. Oh, because the intensity. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you could see what. Yeah, this doesn't look like that. I gotta figure out what's wrong. Okay, sorry, but uh, you could see the levels we've been off. I should do it like this. You could see the levels is pulled back. We did go back to pick up a little bit more support back here to have a more stable scaling of the fib numbers. It's work in process. I owe you this. I'll probably email it to you. One of the things I think is important for me to do is midweek to give you a little one-page comment to members only. We'll do that as a part of PMT. That's for sure. Uh, let's see. Let's go to Larry's. You saw what happened today. Negative 90 closed at 62. Actually, Nasdaq wasn't that bad. Of course, last minute closing minutes surged because of Meta and Microsoft. This I've never made sense out of it, but I do want to watch it. Now, this is a little bit of a mystery here. It had a buy and it's holding on. Just went to a buy on EMD, which is mid caps. Remember, this is constantly running and it's futures. So it was 24.6. We have a buy for several days now on Russell and also for NASDAQ. So this all looks good, but it's not in contradiction to our bias with Ninja, with Pamela Digest. Why? Because we want to capture the top. If we want to capture the top, you want to come in where everything is red hot, just glowing, okay? And that's the art. That's the art, that not the science of catching it. So, nations, same picture. Nothing new here. We don't know. This we're not going to use yet. This is for tomorrow. These are work in progress when we load our actual option trade. Okay, there we go. We want to look at Momo. Let's refresh here. Always refresh your data. Also, one more thing, guys. Please turn off your machines. I was aghast to find out some of the better traders I know. Oh, I don't touch my machine. Well, when was the last time you turned it off? Oh, I don't know. This year. In matter of factly. Yeah. Very honestly. Guys, don't do that. The softwares are too big, activity is too high, packet rates are off the charts. Please, at least once a week. If you're finicky about your trade, you want to have a good feel, you want to have a machine that's clean, and that doesn't suffocate in fast markets, I do it daily. Now, you could be a fanatic like Cash Mochler. He's a fanatic. He cleans his machine daily, every morning. He gets up half an hour early just to clean his machine. I don't mean by spray. I'm talking about software, obviously. But you don't need to do that. A happy medium is good. like Saturday mornings. I remember I got 7 machines. So Saturday mornings, I get myself a very soft latte now. I can't have a strong latte anymore. Soft latte, and go through one machine to the other, clean up the disc and clean up this, clean up that. Uh, see how my camera, I'm going to write a little profile for you guys. It's just share how to keep it up to date. And I'm going to probably put it in 2 parts, one for TraceStation and the other part of it for Ninja. They're very similar, but we make sure you want to preserve that data. Yeah, so please reboot your machine. You have leakage in Windows, you have leakage in TraceStation, you have leakage in Ninja. Do yourself a favor. Okay, let's go look at SP1 Momo. First of all, we did talk about the low it came in. When this thing spikes, it says that the low is coming in. And it sure did. The low was, I mean, a tradable low was about, let's see, 21. Here's 7. In 14 days, we had a low. 14 calendar days, we had a low. So worked again. Okay. Now we want to watch to see if we're getting a spike on new highs, which would commensurate with a high that would rotate down. I haven't seen it yet. Okay. Again, let's be fact driven. Momo is 748. We're getting up there. It's getting up there. So, do we want to jump in and put a trade on? No, not yet. Look for exhaustion. So, if I don't see the setup, you can do whatever you want. But I'm going to go on my schedule. Okay, I always go on my schedule. Go movie pattern. We've got to wait for the setup. Maybe a day early. That's fine. That's why I don't worry about what this morning open is or tomorrow morning. I get the mood right, start watching, and when everything lined up, and then I go in on the actual trade. But in the next 3 trading days, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, is we're going to put something on about midday. Could be tomorrow, could be Monday. We don't know. Nobody knows about tomorrow. So, but I want this a little bit higher. Now we're at +1 sigma on SP1. You're not gonna get past 2 sigma. I'm saying this is 2 sigma. Not much past 3 sigma, maybe 2.5, something like this, or fairly close to 3. But we're getting close. It could be as early as Friday afternoon. Okay, we just gotta watch it, time it, and then strike when the iron is hot. I'm saying with the new market bias being short, what will be a new critical weekly support? They'll go out with it. They will go out here. I can show. I snap it for you. You can take a look. There you go. No, not there. Hold on. 1 second. There you go. These are the levels. The levels are going to change. Has nothing to do with the long or short. Has to do with the recent activity. I can send this a snapshot of this for you. Do you have TradeStation? No, we do not know. They're going to trade it. No, they don't get. They don't get email. They get into a web page. Let me show you where. For you to look for. Yeah. Good question. That's why I encourage people to come to the chats, to the webinars, because that's where. Okay, you see, it's right there. See that? Your details, you see the levels. But I can also email it to you. That's not a problem. Sure. And it's simple. It's SPR. So if you have the, and remember, here's what we do. You take a 60-minute bar, okay, over weekly levels. That's crucial. Okay, 60-minute bar. Don't do daily on the weekly. That's not gonna work. You want 60 minutes or 30 minutes. Okay, here. Okay, and they're both in sync, both the cash and the SPY. But you could see where we are on the 30 minutes. Now, this is not looking back enough. This is not a new high, obviously. Let me see how much back we're looking at. So I don't want to mislead you guys. Yeah, just going back. Let's say No, let's go. Let's say let's go 15 months back. Yeah, that's the high. That's the real high. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, um, and this is a PD. Yeah, okay. Now I got all the data in. Waiting for this. Okay, now we got all the data in. When you get a PD, it says pending download. You gotta wait for it to happen. But these levels are not gonna change. Why? For that week, because it's based on prior week. So when the first uh, tick comes on a Monday, we get these levels for that week. Okay. Now that includes like a Good Friday. When Friday is closed, you have to obviously wait for Monday. Then there would be the prior Monday to Thursday. That's how the week is defined. If you have a holiday in there, you don't worry about that. The software in here does that. That's the beauty of what we did with TradeStation. It's like it's got perpetual calendar. Have you heard of Patek Philippe with perpetual calendar watch? Yeah, this is one of those. Yeah, that's my favorite watch. It's like 200,000, unfortunately. So I don't have one, no, but I want to get one this year. Um, but perpetual calendar is what we built here. Uh, because that was big. Look at yes, of course, yes, because that's the last time we updated it. Take a look at timestamp, young man. What does this timestamp do? Right, this is the timestamp. When we put a trade on with this, then you get it all updated. Does that make sense? Yeah. We're not listen. We're not having you go out there do your own thing. No, 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 no. We're gonna give you a trade. We're gonna tell you what to do. We'll tell you a chart you need. We're not let you go out there be wandering the desert for 40 years. We don't do that. We'll give you all of it or nothing. This is the last time we put a trade on with the options. Why? Volatility has changed. Have you looked at the volatility since that time? Yeah. So yeah. Bear with me. Some of this for your own good. Yeah. 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 Now, we gave you some signals. We gave you some cash targets. We basically said these are the problems. Just use the tech. We didn't go elaborate. Now that we have had this, now that we've had this process, we don't know in here what kind of a problem we have. All we know is one thing. As Q said, we got trouble coming. Okay, and that's in the webinars. That's documented. Now I know you have to listen or you have to show up. I understand that, but I've done my spiel saying because of what SQ is telling me, we have an event coming. And people said, What are you talking about? I said, bend over, grab your ankles. This is an event. What are you talking about? Now that that's behind us, maybe we get back to normal. I hope. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm not on the wrong side of a scale. I hope we don't have a huge leg down, but as it gets a little bit normal, then we can trade normally. My fear is we may have another leg down. That's not priced in. None of us. None of us are aware of it. And that would be a game changer. And there's a risk of that. Nobody can come and ensure you that's not gonna happen. It was smart. Yeah. He actually led it. You know what he did, right? Yeah. He said, "Sell America." Oh, he got so much crap on Twitter. He said, "Sell America," and he got so much crap. Now they're kissing his ass, sending him Tomahawk. One hedge fund from Stamford, Connecticut, sent him Wagyu Tomahawks. I said, "That's enough. You pay our subscription. It's okay." And the guy said, "Listen, you have no idea how much my boss made on this signal. So I'm here to finish complete the order. Please just give me your address. Where is he? What is he like?" I said, "Go to GBP's. It's an old butcher shop here in Naples, and they have the best Wagyu tomahawks." Next thing we know, 4 of them show up. That's 12 pounds. That's the size of Tico. Tico's like 11 pounds totally himself. And he can't eat all of that. He can't even eat one of them. It's 3 pounds a piece. Anyhow, but no, he's and this was one of those guys who was questioning him. Who was saying, why is he? Why is your dog is saying that? I said, well, don't do it. Now he's a disciple. We'll see. Remember, but Tico's not doing anything that we don't talk about here. He did exactly what you and I talk about. Watch SQ, look at your sigma levels, look where DMZ colors get way out of line. You understand it's become excessive. And just a little bit of common sense. You don't have to be super smart about it. What time is it? 5:13. Okay. Is there anything else here that I don't have for you? I will send you a new fib. We'll talk about names in a second. But first, let's get these other two charts up for you guys. Let me take a look at that. I do want to see Ruble. I haven't looked at Ruble in a while. Hold on. Holy shit. Yeah. Ruble is getting hammered. Okay. All right. Let's see. If I go, that's 6 months, 5 year. Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. Let's go to there we go. This is the 50 bar. Let's go to 50 bar. You could see where we went. It was really, really a bad spot. Yeah. Yeah, we got what 4, 5, 3. This was a huge flush. This is what what's his name? Seinfeld calls courtesy flush, where you have to flush twice. Yeah, yeah, and that's because somebody threw a piece of paper in there. This is the problem that the White House is having. Yeah, cleaning up the bathrooms. Yeah. Look at this too. Holy mackerel! No, this is 20. I'm sorry. That's not bad. Let's do it separately, just to be on the safe side. Let's go back 5 years and update. Yes, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. You could see what happened in 22. Right. Okay. So, but still, that was a pretty decent flush. And we came in 3 stages. 1, 2, 3. Usually by here they've cleaned up. It is giving me a doubt maybe on uh, the short, but we'll stay there 1 or 2 days. 3 days tops after that. If it's not working, we're going to go long. You have to. If it's not working, you have to switch. But I think we are in the beginning of some data issues that's going to wake up everybody. So we'll find out. Just to me, earnings are priced down a little bit because nobody wants to guide up anyway. So there's some lower guidance priced in, but look at the econ data. I think what should come into the focus is econ data. So that blend you have to keep an eye on, and as we move forward. You guys have any stocks you want to look at? Let me go to swing mode. We do our typical market caps. Okay, well, the first one, of course, is Apple. This is sorted by market cap, and volume is 3.14 trillion. Apple. Hold on. Yeah. Now I should tell you guys this enzyme issue that I have. It doesn't weaken you, but lowers your energy. I'm not tired. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired, but I'm not weak. So we're trying to do some light exercises around the area. So I should be okay. They tell me I have another 2 weeks of this. I said fine. That's not. You'll stay with the program. I have a wonderful, wonderful 2 guys from Intelli Medicine. They're incredible, and they're watching over me. It's like God sent. Okay, Apple. What do we see? Okay, 50 bar held. Actually, that's more than that. I'm sorry. 200 week. 200 week held. That's major, major support. I think we talked about that. Because it's been a while since we had a webinar anyway. When was our last webinar? Do we remember? What the hell was this? Hold on. Ajun is posted here. There we go. 2 weeks ago. Oh, not bad. What was it for? Hold on, let me stop that. For April 9th. Okay, we were here for April 9th. That's not 2 weeks ago, is it? Oh, whatever. Okay. April 9th, we were here. Okay. April 9th. So it's after that. Yeah, April 9th. This is April 11th. Good support here, guys. 179. Apple's not bad. I would probably buy it. Nancy, probably a good person for this. You can go in there and do call spreads. She's good at stuff. Do a call spread on that. I would buy 1 month forward at least, maybe 2 months forward, and call and long call and short call, same expiry. Okay, and I would like buy 220s, 225s to 245s. So that 20 points, you should shoot for that. At least a month, maybe 2 months forward. Okay. All right. Next, Microsoft. And these, if they move, they're gonna have certainty. That's the beauty of this. They'll have certainty. Okay, Microsoft we can't touch because of their earnings right now. Yeah, Microsoft. This just torpedoed all over the charts. Now we gotta see what this chart looks like tomorrow. So I would watch on Microsoft. I'm still, to me, first of all, Microsoft. I'm always bullish on Microsoft. Why? They're embedded in the U.S. economy like nobody else. Like nobody. Microsoft is the old IBM. Well, I'm sure. Or Microsoft is the new IBM. Think of it this way. How IBM used to be, like when I grew up, I was going to college, talk about 70s and 80s. Everybody and his brother wanted to go be with the IBM. And then, of course, marketing wise, technology was Intel, and then came Microsoft. But Microsoft has completely taken over what they've done, mainly by putting the Windows operating system on any level, on big machines, small machines, and so forth. And the work that Satya has done and his lieutenant, uh, uh, Scott Guthrie, that's just amazing. Of course, one of them is obviously Azure, their cloud. Of course, we use it. We've been using Azure about 10 years now because my dad and my brother used to work for Guthrie, and we've been with them a long time. Nancy has worked on it. Larry has worked on it. We're basically a Azure shop, and that's the way to go. So very proud of Microsoft. You want to nibble? I wouldn't. Not right now. Let some of this pull back. That's 24 handles. Let some of that pull back tomorrow. Let's see where we're at 10:30 or 11:30 Eastern tomorrow. But Microsoft should be good on the long side. Now, keep in mind, we have a short bias on the SPX, so you got to keep that in mind in terms of something else that could go against this scenario. But I'm just talking about purely stock level here. Next, NVIDIA. Okay. Okay, remember there were three stocks that were crucial: Tesla, NVIDIA, and MicroStrategy. We're going to get into that, but let's just go through these first. NVIDIA stays out of those two, obviously. This is nothing. I think NVIDIA still is a good buy. I think it's a good long-term gain. Nothing short-term. Nothing short-term. These technology names, short-term wise, you have a lot of bump. Not saying you don't get it, don't get in, but I'm just saying, don't think it's an easy hop. You're gonna have some shakes, as long as you are cognizant of that. But of all the names, I still like NVIDIA because of what they do. Remember, I spent most of my adult life on floating point units, FPUs, from the days we did neural nets on Sun Micros. And even here, even what my brother Corey did, we built a discrete FPU for Intel. So for Intel's 286 series. But he's a genius. That's a different problem. Um, but FPUs are crucial because when you have numerically heavy duty calculations, especially like numerical approximations, you need that. And what is it? What do we do? Algorithm trading. It's all about algorithms. So that's the area. And this, what's the name of their chip now? What is the name? I forgot the name. That Blackwell, I think it is. Yeah, Blackwell. Yeah, yeah. You can't. Yeah, probably a lot of good will come out of that shortly. Let's go to Amazon. Okay. I don't know what went on yesterday, but that was one of the best comedy routines I've ever seen. As I said, the Midnight Comedy Group have let half of their writers go because they have the as a White House press office as a writing group for them. They can't beat that. I mean, some of the stuff cannot get better. So, anyhow, but I would not be surprised that other companies will come up with an idea of to show what's happening um, uh, with the tariffs. Yeah, ultimately, tariffs are going to fail. It's just a matter of time. That's called Econ 101. Okay, next, Google. So Amazon, I wouldn't touch. You want to nibble longer term, yes, but not right now. There's nothing. It's not even worth it. Now, when is Amazon reporting? Tomorrow? Nancy, you says reporting sometime soon. You may want to keep an eye on that. But aside from that, there's nothing else on Amazon pending here. Next is Google. They should be coming up for reporting. Yeah. That's you're sick on the monthly. Yeah. Oh, reported last week? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Thank you. Okay, good, good, good. Okay. Yeah, whatever you're doing, when you send that message, it pops in front of me. That's very good. I like that. Okay. Um, keep doing that. Yeah. Okay. Google reported last week, so okay, you could take a look at this because now the earnings is behind you. Usually, what you want to do is do trade into the earning and stop on the day of earning, but not through the afternoon. And wait a day and then jump back in, type of deal. So you don't want to actually go through the earnings. I was stupid enough used to do that in my younger days. I didn't have that excitement. There were times we made some serious, serious dollars, but there was a lot of times we lost a lot of money too. Small amounts, many, many times. Yeah, it's the Google trade that we made 30 times, 30x in 12 minutes. I think it was 2013 or 2012. I'll never forget that. Yeah. I think I just lost my dad. I just wish he was there to see that trade. Imagine that we made in 12 minutes we made 30x, 3,000%. Uh, one for the books. Let's go to Meta. Here's Meta. Okay. Okay. Meta looks good too, and now jumped up again. Same problem as Microsoft. You're up 20 points. You don't touch anything tomorrow morning. But wait a couple of hours. Let things calm down. Let they suck out the vol out of the MIVs, out of the uh, call options, and then you want to take a look at it. I still want to remind you that we have some vulnerability here. Avgo looks good. Avgo looks actually better. And we're up 5. Where's Avgo? Broadcom. Where's Avgo is going to report? Do we know? Okay. Okay. Avgo looks constructive. Yeah, especially daily. Okay, it looks constructive. So maybe if you want to nibble something there, couple of months forward, yes. Yeah, nothing for around the corner. Next come Tesla and uh, Netflix. Tesla don't touch. Tesla don't touch. No, 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 no. Tesla Tesla is gone. Here's my view of Tesla. MBA 101. The brand is gone. Nobody's gonna reward Elon for all the shenanigans he pulled. And so, if as long as he's attached to the company, and this is the dilemma, you can't fire him. What's going to happen to the company? People don't want to reward him because he's attached. The only way I see the stock moving longer term is for him to liquidate his position now. Board convince him to liquidate the position and leave, so the brand name has a chance to come back. Otherwise, it's done. Mark my words. Yeah, this is just simple brand 101 from MBA 101. What the hell these are doing here? What is this? Anyhow. Okay, sorry. I don't want notifications. Okay. Let's see. Netflix, Tesla. No, that's not. Hold on, that's not Tesla. This is Tesla. TSLA. This is Tesla. I'm sorry. This is Tesla. It's still the same picture. It's still the same picture. Yeah. Yeah. Tesla. It's still the same picture. Yeah. Oh, Dan, I had not heard that. Yeah. I've been saying it since the low. I talked about. Here's what I said before. Let's make sure we're on the same page, guys. I said Actually, let me go back. This is by Admiral Tico. Zickrig, are you with me? Okay. You see how that tomahawk's working? Yeah. He said all the bottoms are made when a big guy goes down. Well, who's the big guy? We don't have anybody bigger than Elon. So the low was put in when Tesla just fell off, completely unraveled, which was where it was right here, I believe, somewhere in this here. It just completely unraveled, and that was the low. And the liquidation of the position, just the pressure on the owner, and of course, total disaster on the report. The earnings was totally disaster. Why? There was a non-operating income. Non-operating income. There was interest income. That's not operating. And they got fees paid because of the patents. They were not selling. They have to lay off some people. Like Europe probably going to shut down for a while. People are not buying anything, Nancy. He needs to go. Why would people buy it? It has nothing to do with benefits. It's a boycott. It's a boycott. This is bigger than that. It's a boycott. This is anger of a nation that feels that he's been ungrateful. It's a reverse of you're wounded in a foreign war, you come home. It's a reverse of that. Yeah. It's a nation that's not going to be grateful to you because of the damage you've caused. So you take it out. Yeah. What does he say? Okay, so that's Tesla.
That's basically what he says is about the robotaxi.
Oh, I see, about robotaxi. I see. Yeah, okay. That's a product point of view. I'm talking about people coming in and embracing the product again. I'm not going to, because they're so pissed off for them. They still, you can't go to the sales shop offices. I mean, you go there right here, down here. The Tesla showroom, people are there 24/7 protesting. And this is Trump country. This is Southwest Florida. This is number fourth in income. I'm saying income in net worth in the country per capita, and they're doing that to him. So it's just it just a lot of miscalculations. Okay, now this is Netflix I was looking for. Yeah, all time high is 1100. Yeah, this I would buy. This is a Momo buy. Shouldn't be afraid. I would buy some options, then I would buy some stock. If you can afford it, if you got the money to do that, I would do that. Buy the options 2 months forward, then start buying the stock. Yeah. Not in the same accounts. You gotta trade. You gotta trade like a professional. Who is this? Costco or you mean Netflix? Netflix already reported. Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember Netflix. Spectacular earnings. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Costco. Costco isn't the Costco I was talking about a few years ago. Remember, guys? So maybe it's just coming back down and resetting up. Remember, uh, Amazon, Costco, Walmart. These guys don't know what's going to happen to them because of tariffs. So the big retailers like that, I put my eyes for now. Remember Tony Montana in the Scarface? I'll keep it on ice for you. So you got it for now. Get some ice. Keep these on ice. We don't know what's going to happen. I think Trump is going to blink again because one thing he doesn't like, not being popular. And right now, what do you call it? Crocodile down here is more popular than Trump. So it's bad. Okay, I'm done with my names. I'll go after. Usually this is let's see, we went through two, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We went through our 10 names. We also did our analysis. Any names you guys want me to look for? I'm saying Tico does not like I know. That's yeah. Yeah. Jesus. No, I mean, it's sad. For a technology company to have this kind of a demise is sad. I don't worry about Elon. This guy is golden parachutes. I'm talking about a lot of engineers who work there. They toiled there. Same thing with SpaceX. I know what these guys did. Why? That was one of the buildings I used to work in. Yeah. Don't have any more friends in there, but the main Tesla, the SpaceX building on the corner of Crenshaw and Northam Avenue was a Boeing plant, and we used to build 747 parts in there. We just subleased all of that area, that corner, which is it's not a small corner, by the way. When I say corner, yeah, remember this is El Segundo and Hawthorne. Everything is big scale when it comes to aerospace, but that's where they used to be. Anyhow, any names for me to look at? Yeah. IBM. Okay. I'm glad my brother didn't go work there. There was a lot of discussion back and forth, but they wanted him to drive down from West Hills to Hawthorne. And for his age, his limitations, that was mission impossible to go down there every day in and out. Yeah, there's just too much traffic. He's got a nice setup in the valley. Not got to go to his arteries to get to work and back. It's one thing when you're 20 years old, but not when you're in the early 60s. So, yeah. I don't think much will happen to a SpaceX because that doesn't have the retailer scrutiny. It's shifted more to Tesla. IBM. Okay. Oh, I don't know. What are you doing this for, Nancy? Because of a dividend? Oh, you did? Okay, good for you. Okay, good, good. In Colorado backcountry. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. It's all time high. No, it's not. Who says all-time high? All-time high is 266. No, it's not. That's all-time high line. This is IBM we're talking about, Nancy, right? Yeah, well, it's 266. Last week is almost hit. Not this week. Okay, fine. You may want to try it just for that spread. 245, 265. Do that spread. 260, 245, a little bit out of the money, so you're not paying dearly up front. And a little bet there. Yeah, a little luck would help, and then 20 points. If it jumps past the 50 bar, that could be a nice change. For 245 long, 265 short. Both calls, yeah, both calls. What else? Duration? At least 3 weeks. At least. I'm just counting the weeks here. Maybe just to be on the safe side, do the 4 weeks. Like go by June's. Any other names, guys, you want me to look at? Oh, Jesus. I hate that name. That's another I don't know about these guys. Yeah. Again, all of a sudden it's going nuts last few days. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I mean, how do you want to get in? This is not easy, guys. Planetary technology. Yeah, they're defense and they're very opaque. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can buy it. CI says buy me. CI says buy me right there. CI, the weekly says buy me too. So buy 120s and sell 135s. 15 handle move. Yeah. And start praying. For these, you got to pray. Why? 135 is above. The 125 is a high. So 135 is a little bit higher. Who you want to buy? 120 to 125? It's not worth it. I wouldn't do it. Not for 5 points. Not worth it. No. But by the time you do the research, you do the tie up the money, pay for the MIV. Imagine the MIVs are not cheap down here for these names. Okay. Hold on. Where's let me do this. Let me go here and see. Plant here. Let's add this in. Hold on. PLTR. Planetary technology. Okay. There you go. You got a 268. You got a 268 beta. Again, it's up there. Jesus, it's between Tesla and MSTR. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just they milk you in and milk you out. So again, Plantier. Let's put it here. This is what she's talking about. Yeah, I wouldn't. Um, what you need on something like this is I don't know what you need. I don't know. You can't look at a chart. Chart won't tell you anything because this is like MSTR. Something happens crazy. Look at MSTR. I mean, that's another crazy name. What happened here? Why? Why? Of course, what do you call it is up. BTC USB. Now, interesting enough, little observation. Hold on. BTC USD. Okay, this is a Bitcoin in a US dollar. Just a sample point, not very scientific. Of the folks down here who got Bitcoins, now they're saying, oh, this time we're gonna sell some. We're not gonna hold. This thing is bogus. I said, wait a second. Yeah, only like 2 months ago you were telling me it's gonna go to 1 million. Now it's bogus. because that when it went down to 75, 68, whatever it was, they freaked out completely. So now they're talking about uh, using normal accepted trading terms where it goes up 25%, you sell 20% of it, that kind of stuff. So you do a risk management as it moves forward. So you're going to see probably some in the more seasoned traders because they cleaned up the cycle back and forth really badly. So, okay, guys, anything else? Any other name? Anybody other than Nancy may want to look at a name? You don't have to, but I'm just, you know, it's good to look at these things. Okay, folks, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you again, and keep up the faith. Please watch your bet size. These markets are not a joke. Okay, there's as much in learning here as in earning here. Try to keep that balance. You got it, Siegfried. Thank you so much. I'm closing the recording now.